April 7th, 2011. I'm going to alter this page from my diary and not mention the officer who was involved because I don't know what his current position is. I don't know if he's still with the FWC or if he's still in law enforcement or if he's even still alive. But because I don't know that, I'm not going to name him and make his life harder. But I thought it was important that you guys know what we do deal with behind the scenes. So it's called FWC Dirty Laundry Conversation with blank. And I'm going to call him blank throughout this. Blank came out to view the necropsy reports on the 3 rehab bobcat kittens who died in 2010 and 2011, so that I would not have to email them in and make them subject to a FOIA by the bad guys. There is nothing damning in the reports, but our enemies frequently doctor documents to reflect their allegations, and giving them the base canvas was not something I was inclined to do. Blank was so annoyed with these false complaints that he insinuated are being filed by Kathy Stearns, Judy Watson, Vernon Yates, and Joe Schreibvogel, that he said from now on, if anyone wants to file a complaint against us, they will have to meet with him in person, sign a sworn affidavit as to the allegations, and when he finds them to be without merit, he plans to file charges against them for falsifying a police report. Yay. He said that he has never gotten a real complaint from a real guest and that all of the allegations are coming from the industry. I told him that around here we just referred to them as the bad guys. For the rest of his visit, he too referred to them as the bad guys. I never thought of him, or anyone else at the FWC, that's the Florida Wildlife Commission, as having any interest in the welfare of animals, even though I suspect some level of compassion, and then I talk about something that he did that was very expensive to protect one of his own animals from a situation. So I'm not going to go into detail, or it might make it obvious who I'm talking about. He isn't happy with the current regime, but isn't sure just how bad they will be. The last regime, he confessed, would suppress any attempts on his behalf to bring charges against violators. He would go into a place like Horseshoe Creek and find 20-plus leopards shut into sub-minimal kennels where they were connected to a legal-size cage. And in his opinion, if the cats obviously never got access to the legal-size cage, then it meant 20 cage violations. His superiors instead insisted that all citations should be consolidated. So, if it was 20 leopard cages, the citation should only be for 1 cage violation. In some cases, cats lived 9 years in these sub-minimal and illegal cages, but the FWC's administrative judges would not hear the case. He tried to take cases against Darrell Atkinson, Susan Aronoff Bradshaw, Vernon Yates, Bert Whal, and others to the state attorney's office, who denied him jury trials and often refused to prosecute at all. X said the only way he could get a case tried at all was to take it to civil court, outside the authority of the Florida Wildlife Commission. If he continues doing that, he won't have a job for long. He had told me before, but relayed again, how they managed to shut down Horseshoe Creek. Darrell Atkinson had 47 citations, even though they had been dramatically consolidated, but no one would hear it. So he worked with the criminal justice system to set up a community service sting. An undercover agent paid Atkinson $400 to sign off on 40 hours of court-ordered community service despite not doing them. That was the end of this awful backyard breeding operation that boasted breeding more than 60 leopards, plus lions, tigers, ligers, bears, wolves, and more. When he bemoaned the fact that too many people only give their animals whatever the barest minimum demands, I asked if there was anyone other than us who gave all of their animals a decent amount of room. He admitted there was almost no one who cared about the individual animals' need for space like we do. Even the larger zoos and attractions, with all of their million-dollar public exhibits, were usually just the tiniest of cells behind the scenes where they spent most of their lives. If you're enjoying these readings from my diary, please like and share them. Thank you.